Hi, it's Nikki here and welcome to today's live where we are going to be painting the first layer of our painting. So you can either do this along with me, or this live will be in the group permanently, so you can come back to it and then you can also paint along with it, or you can just take the ideas and then paint along with it separately. I'm just seeing if anybody, it's still a little bit early yet. So what I suggest when you do such a painting is really set up a sacred space. This is a beautiful moment for you where you're going to be connecting to your energy, connecting to the divine. And this really speaks to me more and more now when I do the intuitive expression as well, that this is a really sacred moment. So I do have a little candle lit. I have some little crystals around as well. That's just around my workspace. And just to give you that moment of peace. And when we're stepping into such a moment, you know, it's not just about painting. It's almost a type of meditation as well. And when we set up the sacred space with candles, with crystals, with oils, however you want to set that up for you, it then just sends a signal to you to say that this is my moment, this is a special moment, this is a moment where I'm going to give time for me and time for my soul to speak through the paint as well. So I've got what I've done. I was looking through wondering what I was going to paint on, and often when I do the intuitive expression I say to paint on a heavy piece of paper, or a piece of cardboard that can take the weight of layers. But I thought, you know, we can also do it on a canvas, because this is going to be, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be more or less painting a layer a day, or a couple of layers a day, but we're going to be focusing on one thing. We're not going to be doing a lot of layers in one go, and to make it something kind of special. And so I was looking through my canvases and seeing what I had, and I realised I had a round one, which I thought was really nice, because you know, it can also be made into a mandala as well. I'm going to see how that sits with me, if I feel like doing that, or whether I should just paint. There has been times when I started painting in a circle. I would get a piece of paper, draw a circle, and then just paint within it. And it was incredible. I find it so empowering. There's something about a circle, like with a mandala, that takes the painting in a whole new direction. So I should be really interested to see how that works today. And the surface is quite rough, and I've just painted. There's something you can get. Oh no, it's not. I didn't actually paint with that. Well, there you go. I'm just going to see if I've got any. There's a certain type of paint you can prepare your surfaces with. I don't have it with me. Oh, well, there you go. I thought I'd painted with it, but I don't. But there's a special white, I can't remember the name of it. I obviously wasn't meant to do it. There's a white paint you can put on the surfaces to prepare the surface to paint. It gives a very, very smooth surface. And I don't have it with me, and I can't remember the name for it, so that is obviously not meant to be part of the painting today. I'm just going to give a few more minutes. It's only 4 o'clock right now. But yeah, we're going to be painting a little bit of the painting every day, and we're going to be layering it up onto the same painting. And this can be done as an activity, for example, in a journaling book, a creative journaling book. And you can take 1 week and you can focus on an emotion, you can focus on an oil, you can focus on a part of your life. And just every day, just paint 1 layer, because sometimes if you want to do into Art of Expression, which takes us above and beyond 4 or 5 layers, it can take a lot of time. It can take a few hours in your day. Whereas just doing 1 layer a day just gives you that moment of creativity and that moment to say, okay, this is me time. That could be half an hour of just a bit of painting for yourself. And it's so much easier to say to yourself, I'm going to paint 1 layer rather I'm going to paint a whole painting in 1 session, because it can get quite a lot. Another idea that I've started doing as well every day is I bought some little cards and I've started painting on them. These not much really, I've just been playing around with these ones. But it's also really nice as well that at the end of my session, if I have some paint left over on my plate, I can use it up just by getting a card and painting whatever I feel comes to mind. And they're just nice little sizes. I'm aiming at some point to make them possibly into oracle cards or to use them in my workshops. So they do have an ulterior aim. This is not much, this is just part of a layer right now. It's not exactly finished. So that's something you can do as a creative exercise, is just get some cards. And it's really nice, in actual fact, painting with your fingers on these ones when they're so small. It's a really nice size to work with. So what we're going to be doing today, I've actually got some chakra cards for Belief Change, the Healing Insight Method by Nikki Gresham Record. And I thought these are going to be brilliant for today because they've got, obviously they've got all the chakras, all the different colours, and I've just pulled out the ones for the root chakra for today. And so there we have the root chakra. So I'm just going to, on the back of them they do have affirmations. So I'm not actually looking at these cards right now. I've got my eyes closed and I'm just shuffling them around. And then I'm going to take one of the cards. Abundance. Funny enough, when I was going through these cards, when I sorted them out, I thought, abundance, I wonder if I picked that one. And there we have. So these are all affirmations connected to the root chakra. So on this one, on the abundance card, I gather easily and effortlessly all that I need to support, nourish and comfort me. I focus my attention upon all that I am grateful for. There is abundance of nourishment, support and love for me. And the idea is to choose an affirmation that we're going to be using in the painting. And I feel drawn to take, I'm going to choose an affirmation off this card. And then I'm also going to close my eyes again and just take another card. Stability. I allow myself to give and receive support. I trust in the pathway that unfolds before me. I recognise the interconnectedness of all things. I lovingly support myself with kind thoughts of encouragement, compassion and understanding. So for me, I'm going to choose one out of each card. So this one I'm already very happy with. I trust in the pathway that unfolds before me. I lovingly support myself with kind thoughts of encouragement, compassion and understanding. I allow myself to give and receive support. I'm going to go with this one because when I read it, I kind of had tears. And for enough, I actually put a post out on Facebook about it's so hard for me to ask for help. And so I'm going to do this. And also, this is not just support from people. I also feel it's support from the guides as well, that it's time for me to ask for help from the spiritual realm. So I'm going to go for that one. And then in the abundance, I gather easy and effortlessly all that I need to support, nourish and comfort me. I focus my attention on all that I'm grateful for. There's abundance of nourishment, support and love for me. I'm going to go with this one. Again, it's just something that resonates with me at a deeper level. I feel the emotion that comes up. So I know that even if, I can say to myself, no, I'm fine with all that. I feel that there's something I need to work on with this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my little Posca pens, which I absolutely love. And I'm going to go for, I'll just see if I have a red. Because red, yes I do. Red would be great. And on the base of this, I'm just going to get this working because it's a new pen. I'm actually going to write the affirmations, and I may again write the affirmation on the top layer, on the layer after I've painted. Just waiting for the paint to come through on my pen as it's new. There it comes. Okay, so Posca pens, these are acrylic pens, so acrylic paint within a pen, and they're absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to write, I allow myself to give and receive support. And then there is an abundance of nourishment, support and love for me. Now when we put them on the first layer, it kind of helps to focus your energy, and that's what we're going to be working with. So I shall keep those two cards out, and you can choose any affirmations. I mean, I've shared some affirmations in the group already as well, and I've also got a selection of oils as well. And what I might just do is just check if I have my book. I'm just going to go and get my, oh, it's here, to see if there's any other oils that I can use with these emotions. So I'm just going to have a look in if there's anything like supported maybe. Supported. Birch cedarwood, but there we go, we have cedarwood and we have arbor vitae, so that's brilliant. So they do have those in there, and abundance I also have wild orange. So I've collected together some of the oils that I talked about on the live. So I have arbor vitae, cedarwood, wild orange, cassia, cinnamon, black spruce, frankincense, balance, patchouli, vetiver, sandalwood and adaptive. And so I should just be choosing my oils from this small collection from this collection of oils. And as we're going to be working with the root chakra, I want to focus my attention mainly on the colours of red. Red and gold is also really nice as well, because it's, for me, it connects to abundance. So I'm just going to get out my paints, anything that's within the red range, slightly pinky reds. I think, I'll see if anything else calls to me. Gesso, Valerie, thank you very much. I've just popped up and just looked at the word. Yes, that's it, gesso. Brilliant. And I don't have it with me. How annoying is that? But obviously I wasn't meant to be doing it that way. So lovely, Joyce, to see you. And Valerie, thank you so much for joining me on the live. Okay, so I'm going to get some red and some pink. So you can bring other colours into your painting, but the majority of the paints, the general overall feeling it needs to give is that of the root chakra, so that of the red. I've also brought in some glitter, who knows if I'll actually use this, and some doilies which I'll show how to use. And what I'm feeling called to do, I'm just going to choose an oil. So frankincense, I actually feel like I want to drop some onto the actual board. So frankincense is the oil of truth and connecting to the father figure, whether that's the father, whether it's the male energy, the masculine within us, and digging deep into the absolute truths. So I'm just breathing it in as well. And we're just going to see where this goes. That lovely effect of the oil. Once again, that there is no right or wrong way. As always with painting, the way I paint is just allowing that paint to go where it wants and how it wants to go. And if you feel directed to paint anything in particular, I just feel like I need to set the scene of a red base on this. And we don't have to be painting lots of layers as we do with intuitive. This is going to be a slightly different style where we're going to be just painting a few layers, just painting within this. So I'm going to get my doily. I'm going to get some gold paint. Make sure we can, yes, you can see that on here. Actually two on there. I'm just using the doily as a stencil. Let's bring some white into that as well. Now this first layer, it's setting the foundation. You know, this is a new way of painting, different to intuitive. And right now, I don't know how this is going to evolve. I just feel that the first layer, this red layer, just like the root chakra, it's setting the scene really for other layers. This layer is going to be probably peeking its way through the other layers. We won't be covering it entirely. Doilies are incredibly effective. I do love using them. And then as you're painting, you can just be thinking or feeling into what the paint is wanting to tell you. Now already what I'm feeling with this white coming in is this, to me, is the touch of the divine that's adding their little touch, their help. And as we're going to be working through the other layers, some of this red will be shining through as the energy of the root chakra will come through into the other layers. And what I feel like is happening, yeah, I've been called to, I almost feel like I'm staring down into the chakra, almost like looking head down into it. Just going to dry this off a bit. What I'm just using is a rubber, like tipped, not even a paintbrush really, but it just helps to take off the paint. And I like using them as well because they give texture, as well as the paint builds up, it gives more texture onto the paint. I feel I want to bring any of the real colours of the other chakras. I want to keep this quite red really. And I felt like I needed to bring in some darker colour, and that's probably telling me that there's some stagnant energy in my root chakra. It really does feel that way. I've actually there's the emotion coming up right now. You know, it's very interesting doing a circular one because I do feel like I'm staring through the chakra. And I think when we concentrate on one chakra, on one colour, it really helps us to feel into those emotions, into that chakra, and see where things are blocking. I'm just going to choose another oil. Oops, and they're all falling down. Cassia. I actually feel like rather than add them into the paint, I'll actually add them into the paint on the board. I actually want to add another one. And wild orange for abundance. Well, there's the surprise. I drew the abundance card. It smells like cherry chocolate orange right now. I've not actually used glitter on my paints ever before. but it almost feels necessary with the root chakra. It feels like it's bringing in the joy and the abundance and the light, and to dry with a hairdryer again. I think what you'll find as well, working through the different chakras through the paint, and I've never actually done this before, but what I feel is going to be coming up is you're going to be feeling the difference of the energies between the chakras. It's really going to help you to see where things are sticking, where things need to improve, and you can actually, once you've done a week of working through the chakras, you can then take that one chakra that you feel like is stagnant or blocking on, like I feel like there's a lot of stagnant energy going on here. You can then take that further and just do one painting for one chakra and really go in depth into it and work through that energy, work through that stagnant energy with the colours, with the oils, with any feelings. I've actually got tears coming up as I'm staring at this chakra. There's a lot of emotion coming up right now. It's very, very strong. And so, because I feel there's a lot of stagnant energy on here, I want to bring in the light, that I'm asking guidance from Spirit, from the Divine, to help shift this energy that could be weighing me down. Bringing any divine guidance in to help me with this chakra. And I feel I want to bring in some bright red. And just allow the colours, as we're working with one colour, the colour that the vibration is feeding into us as we're looking at it. It's really helping to work with that chakra. Now, this doesn't mean that after one painting that's it. Everything is fine and dandy and your chakras unblocked and flowing. It just helps to give you focus, to give you a starting point, and to help start the process. It may also give you inspiration as well of where you can go, and as I said, to do further work on this. But I think that if you, once you go back and you work intently on one chakra through the painting and keep working through that, things will start to shift. That's for sure. Through working through the affirmations with words, with oils, things will shift. but also bringing in as well, you know, if you're working with the root chakra, to really ground yourself. Maybe cool as well. I can't do it today because it's been very rainy, but do it, paint outside. Put earth, you can go and put, you know, things from the ground. You can put soil into the painting, you can put leaves in there, anything that brings into that root to help feed it and ground you. So I'm just going to dry. Thank you, Natalie, you're loving it. It's so powerful. And I'm still feeling, you see, as I was drying it, the black is still coming through, which means there's still energy to work. There's still stagnant energy coming in there. So I still really want to work through with this and to really lift the energy. Yes, I want to do more of the doily. I'll find some more of my doily. I think I blew them all away with the hairdryer. And as you know, this is not about perfection. It doesn't matter if the doily rips, if there's too much paint that comes through, it's all part of it. The gold just gives this feeling of richness and abundance. I want to bring some more wild orange in. And as I say, you know, as we paint through the layers in the coming days, this will peek through. The energy of this will still be seen, if not all of it, but it'll build up, and to know that we have strong foundations to paint onto, to build onto. And when you're painting, whether you feel stuck, if you feel like you keep going over the same area, Again, turn your painting. It'll help you see it from a different perspective. It'll release attachment to the image, to what it's supposed to look like or what you think it should be looking like. Sometimes we get too hung up on a particular area, and just by changing our perspective on it, by turning the paper upside down or 90 degrees, we get a different view and a different energy from it. I want to bring in a bit of pink. I feel like it's this feeling of the love and security of being loved and supported by the divine. There's a lot of things about the abundance is always there, and that's also the abundance of love, the abundance of security in all domains and in all areas. Alright, I'm just going to dry this one last time. So what I often do when I dry with a hairdryer, I love to use my fingers, because one, it helps to spread the paint and helps it to dry easier, and I get to see where everywhere is better dry. But it also brings in texture. As the paint dries, it's dragging the paint around the board, and that just gives more texture to it. Now what I want to also do for those who are into energy healing, into Reiki, is that you can connect to the board and just send energy to your root chakra through the painting. So you're also infusing the painting with your energy, and you can do this anywhere. We all have healing energy within us, and you can just put your hands over the board and just set the intention to send energy to your root chakra wherever that needs healing, whichever way that looks. And for me, that's also about asking the divine to help me, that anywhere my root chakra is not flowing as it should be, if there's any stagnant energy in there, to bring forth any way, any healing, any synchronicities will help to show me where that needs to be healed. And then what I'm going to do with my pens, I'm just going to, my hairdryer blew everything off the board. I'm actually going to get my white, I'm going to get a white Posca pen. As I said, these Posca pens are acrylic pens. And I'm going to write on here, I allow still quite wet myself to give I'm going to dry it a bit more because it's still slightly wet. And it's still too wet. And receive and it should work. I may have to do this after when it's dried, but you get the idea. And when it's fully dried, I may well add some words onto it as well, so not just affirmations but also words that support me in my root chakra. And I just want to put a few more bits of glitter just because I'm really feeling this glitter. I don't know who it was, I think Angela, it might have been you, that uses glitter in their paint, but I think it's just so lovely, and especially for the root chakra as well. So I should be writing words around this as well. I'm going to dry it off more and then just put words in there, and then tomorrow we should come in and then we should be using the colours of the sacral chakra, which is all about orange and creativity. So we're going to have more fun on the second layer because it's really about creating, about the joy and the joy through the creativity of it. So let me know how you think, and if you've painted along with me, I'd love to see what you've done as well. And even if, you know, if you paint after this live, please do put your photos in. I really want to see, you know, what you've done and how it's felt for you and your thoughts on this. But it's a really enjoyable experience. Thank you, Mary Lou. Absolutely love it. Brilliant. But yeah, I mean, you know, have fun with this. It isn't just about painting as well, especially if we get into the other layers, we can really start to embellish on this. You know, you can bring in anything you want to stick onto paintings, whether that's pieces of paper or ribbon, or like I've been using doilies and glitter. And we're going to start to have more and more fun through this. And we'll see where it ends up at the end. But what I'm hoping is that we see little glimpses of each layer coming through it. But what I'm loving about the round board is that I'm really feeling I'm drawn into this chakra. I feel like I'm staring into it. Now, if you don't have a round board, you can just draw around a pizza. You get an old pizza base, use a pizza base, or draw a circle on your paper and work within that, and just see the feeling it gives of working within the circle, because it's very, very different. So I've used wild orange, frankincense and cassia, I think was it. And if I just read, if we start with frankincense, which was the first oil that I used. So frankincense reveals deceptions and false truths. It invites individuals to let go of lower vibration, lies, deceptions, negativity. This oil helps create new perspective based on light and truth. Frankincense recalls to memory spiritual and understanding, gifts, wisdom, and knowledge that the soul brought into the world. It's a powerful cleanser of spiritual darkness. Frankincense assists in pulling the scales of darkness from the eyes, the barriers from the mind, and the walls from the heart. Through connecting the soul with its inner light, this oil reveals the truth. Frankincense supports in creating a healthy attachment to one's father. It assists in spiritual awakening and helps individuals to feel the love of the divine. When they have felt abandoned or forgotten, frankincense reminds them that they are loved and protected. While this oil is incredibly powerful, it is also gentle, like a loving father who nurtures, guides and protects. Frankincense shields the body and soul from negative influences and assists the soul in a spiritual evolution. Enhancing practices of prayer and meditation, this oil opens spiritual channels that allow an individual to connect to God. Through the light and power of frankincense, the individual can draw closer to divinity, healthy masculinity, and grandeur of the true self. And I really feel like this is saying, for the first layer, for the root, let's get to the truth of this. Let's really get to the bottom of everything. This is where we're starting. We need to have a solid base. And let's just bring this truth to light. Where is the darkness in this root chakra? Because everything else we're building on top of it. And we need to start with absolute truth. And then there was Cassia. Just find it. Cassia brings gladness and courage to the heart and soul. It is a wonderful remedy for the shy and timid. It helps those who hold back and try to hide. When a person avoids being the centre of attention, cassia can restore their confidence. Similar to cinnamon, cassia dispels fear and replaces it with self-assurance. It challenges individuals to try even when they are afraid of making mistakes. Cassia aids those who feel foolish by helping them see their own brilliance. It supports the soul in seeing its own value and potential. Cassia assists individuals in discovering their own innate gifts and talents. It invites them to let their light shine and live from their true self. Again, the true self at the end there. But it's also about letting go of that fear, like the fear of saying small, which I know has been a big thing for me. And that also comes from within the root chakra. The fear of not being enough, the fear of not having enough, the fear of instability as you grow with your gifts, to know that everything is stable within you. The insecure and the fearful, and also the self-judgment, the worthlessness, all that kind of mingles around as well when the root chakra is out. And then wild orange. And I feel drawn to put on another oil on top of this and infuse it. So wild orange addresses a wide variety of emotional issues. It inspires abundance, fosters creativity and supports a positive mood. Wild orange also reconnects the individuals with their inner child and brings spontaneity, fun, joy and playfulness into one's life. At its core, wild orange teaches the true meaning of abundance. It encourages individuals to let go of the scarcity mindset with all its manifestations, including fear, nervousness, inflexibility, workaholism, lack of humour, and the belief that there is not enough. Wild orange reminds the soul of the limitless supply found in nature. Fruit trees like the orange tree give freely to all in need. This oil teaches individuals to give without thought of compensation. In nature, there is always enough to go round. Wild orange encourages individuals to let go of their need to hoard, which is the epitome of scarcity. Wild orange also assists an individual's natural creative sense. It inspires limitless solutions for problems and issues. One never needs to live in fear. Wild orange invites individuals to completely let go as a child does and to live from their true self. At a person's core, there is an abundance, sharing, playing, relaxing, and enjoying the bounties of life. These are the gifts bestowed by wild orange oil. And for those who haven't seen my live when I quickly talked about essential oils and the chakras, for me there is more than just saying, oh, you know, with the root chakra we need to go for things like trees and the heavy oils. It's also the emotions that we want to work through. And with the root chakra, there's often a scarcity mindset, a lack of abundance. When abundance isn't flowing, it's often because there's something with it, the root chakra. It can be other chakras as well. But as I'm talking about the root chakra, there is this scarcity mindset, which also comes from lack of self-worth and the fear of stability, etc. And so wild orange can also play a part in healing the root chakra. And for me, it also acts as a bridge from between the root chakra to the sacral and allowing that energy to flow through. Chakras are not fixed and disconnected from each other. They all flow through each other and everything is connected. One chakra, if one chakra's out, it can actually throw another chakra out. And where we think, for example, like abundance can come from the solar plexus for not having value in oneself or confidence. It can come from the sacral, where there's not a creative mindset, a creativity and a flow and abundance. It can come from heart, where we've closed off emotions. So each chakra has a part to play in all of the emotions and all of the mindsets. And again, with all of the oils as well. So wild orange, I really wanted to put into here to work on the abundance issue, and then also to allow that flow, that connection that will come through for tomorrow when we go on to the sacral, where the wild orange really has this creative, joy, fun-filled part to play, and also its orange colour as well connecting to the sacral. But I also do want to bring in balance, because it's such a beautiful oil for the root chakra. And before I put it on, I just want to read it to you. And in balance, there is spruce, hoewood, frankincense, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and osmanthus. So balance is primarily a combination of tree oils and roots. Trees live in the present moment. They are not in a hurry, they are stable. The soft energy of balance is an excellent for calming overactive children who have difficulty setting down. It is also a wonderful remedy for those who need to reconnect with their roots. Balance strengthens a connection with the lower body and with the earth. These connections are especially important when the upper faculties have been overused due to excessive thinking, speaking, and spiritual activity. Balance is especially suited for personalities who seek to escape from life through disconnection or dissociation. These individuals may avoid long-term commitments in work or relationships, preferring instead to drift. This blend reminds individuals that to realise their true dreams and desires, they must stay focused on a goal until it is actualised in the physical world. Balance teaches true perseverance by assisting in staying present with a specific plan or idea until it is embodied. Providing inner strength and fortitude, balance teaches all to ground their energy and to manifest their vision with patience of a tree. Now, as I infuse this into the artwork, if you imagine a plant without roots, like the tumbleweed, that just gets blown around from one thing to another, that is a classic example when the root is completely out. There's no stability. It's flicking from one thing to another. And that brings on this sense of insecurity. Where is home? Where can I put my roots? I don't have roots. Where truly is home? And that then affects on the physical side, the feet, the legs, the lower back. And so it's just really anchoring this down. So I'm just going to quieten down for a few moments and set the intention to infuse this along with the energy into my root chakra. And you can do this along with me too. As we feel these roots come from under the feet. And as they grow down through the ground that you're standing on or that your feet are resting upon. And imagine those roots going deep, deep into the earth. And all the way down to the core of the earth. And then, as those roots connect to the centre of the earth, that through those roots comes the life force energy from Gaia. And imagine that root and the energy flowing up through your root. You see it as maybe the bright red light as it comes all the way up through your root, all the way up to that centre of the earth, up to the surface and into your feet. And then allow that energy to flow all the way up through your body, through your legs, through your hips, flowing through all the chakras throughout your body. As it comes through your shoulders and through your neck, and then through your head, and then out through your crown as this beautiful red light then connects you to the divine as you're anchored firmly on the ground. And there we have it. So as I say, I'm going to finish off. I'm going to allow this to dry and just add any more words that come to me. And thank you so much for being with me on this first journey of the root chakra. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we journey into the beautiful sacral chakra of creativity and joy. And I'm just going to quickly read Old Cateboard. Yes, brilliant idea, Angela. Cateboard. The round is great. Going to see if we have them as well yet. Pizza board, cateboards. Yeah, thank you, Natalie, for posting when you do. Painting also at this time and intently listening to what you're saying. Fantastic, Joyce. I'd love to see any pictures. Wild orange, on guard and balance are the main ones I like to use. Yeah. There you go, Natalie. Completely into the on guard. Fabulous oil. Thank you for the journey. Absolutely love it. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you too. Where do we get this book? I don't know if you can actually get it in South Africa. I'll have a look for you. If not, there is an app. It's the Essential Emotions book. An app. This is the book. I will pop it in the group, and I'll see if it can be available in South Africa as well. But yeah, also on the App Store there is the Essential Emotions app, and that is just as good. It doesn't have quite as much. It probably has about half the text, but for each oil you have the text and you have the emotions and how to use it, and then you also have the emotions. You have the emotions on the app as well, and then the oils that you can use it with. It's an app. This is just my Bible. I cannot go a day without using this book or the app. It really is my go-to. You have information about the body, all sorts, but it's all with the doTERRA oils. Absolutely brilliant book. So I shall put in what I've used today with the cards as well, information on the Posca pens and things like that. I'll just see. Yeah, it's still not. I'm going to wait till this dries completely and put it on. So thank you very much. I'm going to switch off now, and I will see you all again very soon. Take care, everybody.